What up, though? Appreciate you, fam. Hope the family good. Hope they great.
What up, Nine?
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, it's an earthquake rumble. I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title, we about to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Riders, what up, Nine? Rachel Poole in the building. What it do with the businesses, man? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Bug Files, I hope the family good. I hope they great. Rudy, what up, though? Rudy, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Hey, man, I just wanted to ask a rhetorical question. Anybody been rocking out with me, they know how I feel about cheating. Not in just relationships, but in any aspect of life. But I wanted to ask a rhetorical question. Like, do people feel like in any phase of life, of any realm of existence, is cheating justifiable? Can you justify cheating? Right? I heard people, I heard many people try. It just it don't make sense. And I guess anybody can do whatever they want to do. But when you talk about morals, when you talk about values, when you talking about just being a good person in general, like cheating is not an aspect of that in itself. There's not, you know. Uh, I don't want to get into my beliefs too much. I want to see if we have any brave souls that want to hit the link and justify cheating, you know. But uh, it'd be conversation a lot in the red pill area where they feel like if they make enough money, cheating should be okay. Like cheating is justifiable if they're a high value person. And even when people say that, I be wondering like, so does that mean if a woman is a high value woman and making a lot of money, is it justifiable for her to cheat? Like if a man found a reason where cheating is okay, is there a double standard involved with that, or is it goes, or is it the same for women? Right? Does that work vice versa? Does it? Back to business, back to the bushes. All right, sis, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, but at any can anyone articulate a good argument where cheating is justifiable, where you can justify it? I'm just interested. Yeah, I want to hear it because maybe my mind can change. Maybe somebody can change my mind. I doubt it. I doubt it because I understand the ramifications of it. I understand what it actually do to you. But we'll get into that. I'll give it a minute. People probably still ain't see we live. What up, though, young Riaz? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But is it justifiable? Like I said, a lot of times, and it ain't no reason. I can't find any reason, even in sports, right? Because even now when you're talking about sports, sometimes I heard people say you ain't trying if you ain't, what they say, you ain't trying if you ain't cheating. It's something like that. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. It's either if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, or you ain't trying if you ain't cheating. Same thing, just semantics. As my boy Frankie Blanco would say, all semantics. Well, yeah, even in sports, they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So in sports, not only in relations, I don't see in any area of life is justifiable. Uh, it takes a lot of effort to cheat, to do it the right way anyway. To do it the right way. It takes a lot of effort. You good, bro? That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Always good to hear, man. Always good to hear. Yeah, so I mean, when I was young, I was just that was drilled into me because I played sport. My dad played sport, and you playing stuff with people better than you. When you're a kid, I had that mindset like I want to be better than this person. I want to be better than that person. If I want this spot, and a lot of times some people just naturally gifted with different attributes like speed, quickness. People just gifted. You ain't got it. Some people got strength or size, and you ain't got it. So you look to take for the advantages, right? And a lot of times it was cheating. Even let's do something fun real quick. When we waiting for brave souls, we might not get none. don't know. Might not get it. I mean, general, we understand cheating is uh, what? Having an unfair advantage. You know, you can apply that in different ways, but by definition, let's look at what is this? The Oxford Dictionary. They have a decent definition for cheating. We can rock out with that. So let's check out the definition for Oxford Dictionary. Good, you know, like I said, maybe you can change my mind. Maybe I've been taught wrong with something, but dishonestly or unfairly in order to gain an advantage, especially in a game or an examination. Deceive or trick. Hmm. Deceive or trick. I don't. Now, using deceive or trick, I think is all about the attention. When you deceive or trick people, I don't think deceiving or tricking people automatically equates to cheating. I don't believe that. But I can see how deceiving, like I said, I think it's the intent. Like if somebody trying to hurt you or coming at you and you deceive or trick them, I don't think that's cheating. But like if you deceiving or tricking someone to gain an unfair advantage over them, I believe that's cheating. That's definitely cheating. So I think when it comes to the attributes equated in this definition is all about the intent and how it's applied. Videos of cheating, I guess, some weird shit on my. Yeah, so any justifiable reasons? Rhea say, nope, ain't no justifiable reason. Rhea don't believe it. Now I know like a lot of people when we was in school, right? People would be trying to get me like, hey bro, what's the answer to this? I'd be like, I don't know, man. Then they'd be mad when I got a good grade and they didn't. But I just would not tell nobody. Like, man, you better study like I did. Go learn the information. I just always felt like, what am I going? That's not helping people. I never felt like giving people the answers to a test in school was helping them. I thought that was more or less hurting because the understanding, like I said, just coming from like a sports background, the way my dad explained cheating in sports, it translated in other aspects of my life. Like it take effort. Like I remember people used to uh, write stuff on their hand, write answers like the definition of a word. They'd be writing it everywhere. Teacher would catch them. They'd be like, all up their arm. They got definitions and everything on their arm. They put on their sleeve. And I'm looking like, bro, why you just ain't studied to remember? Like the way I used to remember definitions and stuff was application. How does it apply to life? That's how I still do even test to this day. I remember when I was taking my real estate exam, like all the concepts, I just learned how to apply it in real life. And like a lot of the real estate stuff ain't had shit to do with real estate. Talk about zoning laws and shit like that, but I just applied it. And then when I seen the question, that's how I knew the answer to it. Like, oh, that's what this means, that's what that means. Because it's how it's worded. So that's how I used to study stuff. Even when I took the life insurance exam, like I just knew, like when you learn the functionality of thing, how it worked, not just the definition, but the meaning of the word, how you can actually apply it. That's I always understood the concept of how, it's applied to something. So they ask you, what does this mean? And then, you got the question. And I knew what it meant because how it was applied, not just the definition. Because in a lot of those tests, like I know the real estate test and life insurance test, it was more of the meaning of the word than the definition of the word. That's why, like, even on here, when I be talking to you, I'll be stressing the meaning of things. Meaning is the application. The definition just gives you a foundation of how it can be applied. But generally, the meaning comes through experience. The meaning of a word is different from the definition. The definition just gives you the foundation of how it can be applied, but the meaning comes from experience, and that's due to perception. Even though they're similar, it ain't the same. Like you can say the word love, right? But then people be like, I love you, but I cheated on you. Like, nah, bro, you ain't love that person, man. Well, I did love him. I just cheated. I was just weak. Nah, bro, you ain't really love him. Yeah, because it was all about you at that point. Love is selfless. So if you love someone, you'll forbid hurting them or doing things for your enjoyment and to their detriment. That love will prevent that from happening. But the meaning and the definition of words, two are similar concepts, but they're very different. It's the experience or the application of the word that is the foundation of how to apply it. That may differ due to people's perception, but it can't totally, the meaning can't be without the definition. The meaning can't, it can't stand alone without the definition. So, but yeah, I done heard all different types of arguments, especially in relationships. People justify things, oh, like the high value argument or the person was weak, meaning like, emotionally, they were weak, they was drunk. You hear that often, oh, I was drunk. That's how that happened. Man, that's one of the most bullshit. Uh-oh. Is this my bro?
Yo, what up, though?
What else to do with the business is?
I don't know, man. You caught me off guard with that love, that little love thing you just said. Love is selfless. So I'm like, wait a minute, because if love is selfless, yeah, you got me. I'm like, wait a minute. So there's a condition. Love is unconditional, but y'all say it's a condition. So you can love somebody and still cheat because that's a condition.
I don't think he can. I think that love will forbid you from cheating. Because you wouldn't be putting yourself first. You'd be putting the other person first. That's the selfless part about love. And see that's what I'm saying. Like the meaning, and this, I think it's like people's common. Like when you say, like even when people say, love is conditional. I think that's how people apply love. I don't think love itself is conditional. I think that's how people apply love. Like they put the person itself put conditions. I will love you as long as you do this. Now, outside of this, then I don't love you no more. That's why I always tell people if I ever love somebody, it's like I love them. I can't go to hating a person I love. Nobody. I've never did that in life. Went from like love to hate. I probably don't like them, don't want to be around them, but not hate. And I just know they ain't good for me. I got to love you from a distance.
I'm just saying, because once you put that condition on there, it's like, it's not about you no more. That's why if you have unconditional love, it's never about you. But once you have a condition on it, it's about you. That's why I don't think it's love if it's a condition on it.
I rock with that. I can rock with that 100%. I don't think if it's a condition, because like even like I heard people argue, or people made this argument with me, right? When I was like, I don't believe in conditional love. Someone said, so if your kid did something, a crime, would you turn them in? I'm like, yeah. They was like, well, you don't love them. Like, bro, I'm turning them in because I love them. Punishment, you can still correct and punish people out of love because you love them. That don't mean you hate them.
Right.
I don't think love prevents you from doing what's right. You know, sometimes you gotta do that shit out of love. Like, you know, growing up in the hood, let's be honest, bro. How many times we see one of our loved ones, they on the street going crazy, right? And then they go to jail. When they go to jail, we kind of feel better for them. Like, we ain't worried about them no more. We was worried about when they was on the street. But when they go to jail, we get a little bit more comfortable. You know, if anything behind the four walls ain't doing nothing too crazy. You know, does that mean you're not loving? Because, like, I just don't, like, hate and love, like, I feel both of those, bro. I just feel hate for people. I just feel love for people. Them totally two different things. That shit ain't even close to one another for me.
That's like the parent situation. I don't like that scenario either, right? Because if your son does so, if your son, you chastise them. That's what they say, right? But how you living with that guilt that you feel like you failed that child? So you're supposed to correct them. So if I chastise that, if somebody chastises my child for me, I don't feel no guilt about that. That means somebody care about my kid enough to say, yo, Mr. Brown, y'all gotta chastise your kid because he did whoop de whoop whoop. I don't mind that. But in today's society, it's just a different day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's something good. Like, you don't know who checked the intent of the person checked out. It's a little bit more leery compared to, like, you know, when we was coming up, we knew we was getting good people actually here. You know, now sometimes people just do shit because that's what it's put.
Yeah,
You know, I can't see shit. I can't find.
that's I don't know, man. The cheating scenario is just the best way to sum up cheating is you lie. That's the best way to sum it up to me, right? And though for me, how unhonest, deceitful. You lied. What do you mean? All right. So let me ask you this question: is cheating a moral thing, or not? Or do you believe it, or don't you?
I mean, cheating is immoral. I think you're going against yourself when you cheat. That's how I feel about it. But you literally are going against yourself.
So if you're going against yourself, you lying to yourself, right? Pretty much. Because I take that back. Yeah.
I just think the functionality of lying is too simplified to something that's more complex. If that's a good way of saying it. Because just to say you lied, like if your life is in danger, like think about somebody came to your house, right, and they put a burner on you, and they said, "Look, I'm gonna knock your noodles out and walk out the house. Is anybody else in there?" Man, your kids in there, you gonna lie. Nah, ain't nobody else here. Do what you gotta do, though. Or if you lying to prevent harm to yourself or other people, is that cheating?
No.
So I like when I think of cheating, I think like I don't know if you was in the chat, but I had looked up the definition from the Oxford Dictionary. I think it gave a good first functional definition. It said to deceive or to gain an unfair advantage over someone. I think that's a great working definition because it kind of identifies
Yeah.
intent. It literally identifies you're doing it because you're getting an unfair advantage over someone. Like that is different.
Yeah, I like the unfair advantage because when you hear deceive, you automatically gonna think lie. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Deceived them, you tricked them, you lied on them, you lied to them, or whatever. But when you gain an unfair advantage, that's a different situation. That's like somebody uses steroids in baseball to hit the ball further or whatever. That's what they believe.
Right.
Right? So that's the unfair advantage.
My bad. I just picked my phone up.
Hey, Dee.
I gotta let y'all hear that. Probably on my other channel. Won't be distracted.
Yeah, so I'd rather go with the unfair advantage. Because, yeah. I mean, because you lie. I mean, I guess if you lie to protect, I guess that's not. I mean, you're still deceiving, right? If you protect them, you're still deceiving, but for protection.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's I think it's more about the intent. Like, but if it's to preserve life, bro, yeah, I'm gonna deceive, I'm gonna trick you, I'm gonna do all that shit. If it's like if you coming after my spot and I'm defending myself, yeah, I'm gonna be deceitful, I'm gonna be tricky, I'm gonna be doing whatever if you trying to fuck with me, and I ain't fucking with you. If my intent is to defend myself, not to attack someone, then I'm willing to trick or deceive. But to attack, I won't do that to like attack someone or yeah, I wouldn't do it.
yeah, this is one of those little weird situations where no, it's not weird, but it's more of a balanced situation, right? Like you say, all right, nine times out of 10, you're going when you cheat, you doing it immorally, and then that 1%, that 10% is like that moral compass. Like, all right, you cheated. I ain't cheated. I took a shortcut. Well, you cheated. I ain't. Like if you running a race, you cut through the grounds. You cheated, right? Because you're supposed to run a straight line or whatever the case may be. You ran a shortcut and got around and beat everybody else there. That's cheating.
Yeah, that's cheating.
But as far as that, that double standard you was talking about, that's a real life thing. The woman with the riches, I don't even want to touch that because that's crazy, right? I think that I truly feel if a woman comes out of her character, she's gonna cheat regardless. If a woman has masculine energy, she's gonna cheat. I don't think it's a woman's intention, a feminine woman's intention to cheat. If they cheat, it's because they're lacking an emotional attachment to something. Then they go on to find the emotional attachment somewhere. Now, if she's a 6 figure woman, she's already lost. I'm not gonna say she lost her masculinity. I mean her femininity, but she has to do a lot of masculine things, and it may the feminine aspect may be put to the side a little bit. So she might lose herself, quote unquote, to then go out and do what normal dudes do, which is if you got money, you going to cheat because of whatever. Men cheat because they don't care. That's why I think that's where you was going with the love aspect. If you truly love somebody, if it's a selfless act, you try your best not to cheat, right? Until you become a selfish. That's why love and lust is two different things. You can love a person and lust for another. Now, how that comes together is a different situation. You can still love somebody and lust for somebody. Which one is going to gain control? You see what I'm saying? So that's why, that situation is kind of tricky. Because if they don't have control, lust can outweigh the love that you have for a person.
Now, the key word you just said too is control, right?
Right.
I think it boils down to the lack of maturity, and that's what is one of the telltale signs of a person lacking maturity, is the not having a discipline or the control of different aspects of themselves. So, like, even cheating, like, why would a married man cheat when it has potential to fuck up everything he worked for or built? That's because he has no control over that aspect. Same thing for a woman. Well, with a woman, if you build something up, the maturity level will not only teach you how to build stuff up, but how to maintain it. And the maturity, you'll be able to critically think to determine what's the best avenue, in cheating.
But here's the question, right? Are people like, how I say it all the time, people want the title and not the role, right? So if you become a husband or a wife, are you doing it out of love or is it another reason?
There's multiple reasons people become, husband
No, I'm
or
just
wife.
saying because right.
Yeah, it's multiple reasons. But yeah, like I think you think too, like you doing it other than love. Like, what's the reason you really doing it for if you ain't doing it for love?
Like you see the color purple, right? You see the color purple. Everybody loves the color purple, right? Who was getting married out of love in that movie? Just sit back and look at that movie. Who loved the person and then married them? That was like contractual. All right, I need a wife. I need somebody to be in the house while I'm going to tend the ground and till the ground or whatever the case may be. There wasn't no love. That was just more of you committed yourself to being a husband to a woman, and then you saw how that movie played out. If you read the book, the book was even crazier than the movie. Because the book, they was in there doing threesomes and all type of stupid stuff.
So let me ask you this. So have you been in an environment where arranged marriages are known?
No, I can't say that I have.
Bro, I used to, until I started working in the hospital, that shit used to be like some TV shit to me, right? Like an arranged marriage, like you see that shit on TV. But working in the hospital, bro, that was common. And, now being with my wife, it's common in her culture too. Arranged marriage. And I mean, that's fucked up. And some people be like, all the time I get bro, have feelings and love the person or whatever. And they had good relationships, but the majority of the stories I heard is, they were happy, my husband was cheating at work. Like, yeah, women and men, bro, not just men, and women too. Especially, look, man, being in the hospital, I knew more women cheating than men. I can't even hold you up. More women, I've seen more women cheat than men. There's this one chick, I didn't even know she was married, bro. She was just banging doctors and nurses. She was banging whatever, bro. In 15 years there, I know of at least 15 people that hit her. Yeah, one day she had surgery, found out she had 4 kids. She got a husband. Like, damn, for real? That's fucked up. I'm like thinking they had an open marriage. Nope. He was just naive. He was home bad.
But that's what I'm saying. Even in that situation, you said the women were cheating, right? Because they're looking for there's no emotional attachment to the thing. So they're gonna go and try to find the emotional, like I need somebody to touch my feelings. They need to be they need to be wooed and consoled and all of that. So when you get to those arranged marriages, it's like, all right, you gonna do as you told or whatever, whatever. That's why a lot of the women say, you trying to make it seem like it's a property thing. I mean,
There's a lot
back
of
in the day,
times.
well,
Shit, even
yeah,
today. Atmosphere, what up, my guy? Yo.
atmosphere, what's going on, chef?
You like who out there
But that's
cheating?
what
Uh, okay,
I don't know. This word conversation.
man, I seen
I
I was on Instagram and this dude was like, I guess he was from the red pill. He was like, if you a 6-figure man, you have the right to cheat. And if she find out about it, either she want to stay on the ride or get off. Oh, I'm like, damn, bro, for real, it's like that.
Hey, they about to stop doing that. Look at all these dudes that's married and the movie stars and all that. They got to give up half.
Yeah,
Like
man,
Michael
I'm
Jordan.
straight on that.
Right, what you talking about? Who's doing that? You might as well don't get married.
Right.
You
What's
might as
the
well don't
purpose,
commit to
man?
that. Yeah, that makes no sense. I'm gonna get married, and then I see somebody else. All right. I'm gonna get. Michael Jordan gave up $250 million to his wife, his first wife, and I'm like, man, I wouldn't have did that. Listen, I would have kept up till I died. It would have been cheaper. That's why they say it's cheaper to keep her. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know where these guys are coming up with all this. 6 figures. It's all right to cheat. What? Like who's trying to lose money? Just stay single.
That's like a mature, right? That's what I'm saying. That's like a maturity, man. When you, like I said, you done build this empire, you willing to, because you're not sexually mature. That's what it leads to. But you literally ain't sexually mature. People be like, oh, but I heard people say, they talk about polygamy. Oh, just naturally, man, supposed to have more than one woman. You have more than one woman. Shit happens, bro. Shit come with that. Man, if you got one woman and you can deal with her, you better be lucky. Not even fucking with multiple women. I never understood that. Like,
It's too
even when I
much
was
energy.
younger, bro, like I messed with multiple women at the same time, but I was never in a relationship with them. We just cool doing this, we having fun. Yeah, that's cool. But even then, that shit was stressful because I was young. I'm not thinking I'm like, we had the conversation, expectations laid on the table, but I didn't take into account people just have emotions, bro. Like as I got older, I realized like, man, I don't care what they say. You get to beating it down, bro, they gonna feel some type of way. You talking to somebody else, they will be thinking like, oh, you beating that down like that too? Like you be so they feel some type of way. But it took me a while to understand that. But once I did, I'm like, I'm straight. I'm just dealing with one woman at a time. Because I mean, I ain't gonna say all women. Some women can turn that shit off, but the ones I was dealing with, they couldn't turn that shit off. They say one thing, but then
No,
shit happens and they feel some type of way.
that's why I always said, I might be incorrect, but in my opinion, the sexual contact, the intercourse, the intimacy is the marriage. That's for me. That's the only time two people can become one. Soul ties, things like that. That's to
That's
me.
what
That was the
occurred.
marriage. Right. That's the marriage to me. Now they went all the way around the world with rings and this, that, and the third. Man, you know, we make things complicated when it could be simplified and just, you just gotta have wee discipline. If you got wee discipline, you good. I don't want to say people, 'cause, you know what I mean? If you got wee discipline, you straight. You know, like that's the
You're a
best
nut,
way to
bro.
put it. Cause no, I'm just
Sexually,
saying.
that's why I say
I don't
sex.
want.
I think about what, that's why I use the term sexually mature. Like, is that shit is universal, man. You know, you can control yourself.
I don't know, cause so there's some guys that get one time, they get addicted to it, and they go off the rails and stuff like that. They don't have that mature, like you said, the maturity, the control, the mindset, the mind state to that's not. I ain't supposed to be like this, but you know what I mean. It's just people that just go off the rocker like that.
Man, I knew some cat first time they got it, bro. They went nuts, like, bro. That shit don't last that long, bro. Like, calm down, man. Like, it's good, but when it's over, bro. I don't even want to deal with motherfuckers. So I see you next week. I'm straight. Like, motherfuckers were crazy. I gotta do that again and again. Okay, man. Shit, go do some push-ups.
I need her again. Right? I need her again. I'm addicted to her. And that's how the marriage was supposed to be. All right, I need that. I pop that thing. Let's go. Till death do you part. You ain't going nowhere. You mine forever. That's how it's supposed to go. But when you sitting there running and screwing everything, and it's over. It's a wrap. Y'all ruined the matrimony.
Man, I remember this when I was younger. I was dating this older chick. You know, like, bro, we had a good time. She did her thing. And she had in her head, like, oh, I got some good. And I'm looking like, let me explain something to you. I think I was like 18 and she was like 27, 28. And she just thought I was whipped because I was being nice on the gentleman, bro. I practiced chivalry. But she thought I was whipped. And I had to tell her, like, look, man, let me be honest with you. It's only two, good and bad. That's it. So the good you got is about a million other women that got it too. Like, so that shit just attached to you. And after a while, guess what? It ain't gonna be elastic or whatever. It ain't gonna get something better. So that shit got warranty on it, bro. Like, she got mad and shit. Like, you got I ain't want to do just because I'm being nice and shit. I ain't never been whipped. Like, I always been the one getting. Like, I be telling people, man, my uncle, I grew up around Pemp, real Pemp. My uncle told me, he was like, let me tell you something. He said, if somebody got a hole in their backyard, you ain't gonna knock on their door and pay them to fill the hole. You know what they gonna do? They gonna come find you and pay you to fill the hole. He said, don't be paying the holes to fill holes. Let the holes pay you to fill the holes. Man, that shit was so profound to me. That's gonna make so much fucking sense, bro. Like, after that, I never was ready to say, I was ready. He told me that. I never was ready to say that, but man, get paid to fill holes. That's why you take a girl on a date. Man, I take a girl on a date because I want to eat. And I'm a man that's on paying for it. I ain't paying for that. If anything, I'm paying for a company. I'm not even paying just because I paid for a meal. That's how y'all try to justify tricking. Now, if you take a girl on a date and you pay for her, then what the fuck does that say? I wasn't even trying to hit, but when I took girls on dates, bro, I ain't never tried to hit. Girls used to get mad at me because I wasn't trying to. Right now, I want to get to know you. Because I already knew, like, there's some girls you can have fun with and it'll be it. Y'all be cool. And some girls will go fucking nuts. I know that at a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the dating scene, bro. I wasn't on global like that.
I agree with that one.
Like, if we went to a nice place, that's because I wanted to be in a nice place. It wasn't because I was trying to impress her. It was more like I took girls Like shit, we'd go to the drive-in and chill. Shit, we'd go to a bar. It wasn't always like shit. Now my girl, yeah, now I'm spending money on people. Well, technically, man, bullshit. Nah, you take a girl out on a date, that ain't that. You pay for it. It's understand. I'm giving you money to do that. That's why I'm giving you money. Now, let's you tell the girl, I'm taking you on a date so I can hit. Then it ain't the same. It can be similar.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. Well, that's the society. That's the 80s, 90s mindset, right? You take them out, you gotta smash and all of that. How you just don't like? Why would I go and eat by myself? I could do that at home. I want to take myself out to eat for. Come on, let's go eat. Oh my God, he liked me. I guess. All right, whatever. Nah, I'll holler at you
I,
later. Hey, can we go? Nope. I used to do that all the time. You tricking? Okay, call it what you want. What they say, it ain't tricking if you got it. I got the morals to say I'm not tricking.
I could shit.
I took a
I ain't
young
touched
lady
shit
out.
in my life.
We go eat. Right. I'm not doing all. Listen.
When I was younger,
It's
I
just a
rented houses. Now I own shit. So I ain't paying for shit that ain't mine. I'm good with them. I ain't never leased a car. I always bought my car. So I'm straight, bro. I
hmm,
don't do that shit. My
that
girl, motherfuckers be renting
that's a
shit. Like, even this, bro, like, I ain't no dating coach. I don't believe in dating coaches. This is my personal belief. I don't believe in that shit sounds funny. But I do help people create standards while they date. Right? So one of those are when you're dating, you have to have the mindset of getting to know the person. Y'all ain't in a relationship. What the fuck you spending all this money for? No, you want to trust a girl. I mean, make sure this is something you want to do consistent. You know, this is what I tell
but
them.
is dating a thing now?
I
Do we
don't
think
know,
dating
bro.
is date? Is dating a thing now? Because what are they dating
I
for?
don't know. Man, I've been up the game for so long, bro. But even when me and my wife was dating, man, we went to like comedy shows. We hung out. When we started dating, we was already friends. So we was hanging out, doing shit. We would go to a bar, shit, do karaoke, shit like that. Go to the movies. And it was always, when we started dating. So at that point, we weren't even dating. We were in a relationship. So I don't think I like hanging out with my wife. I got to know her before. So when we became boyfriend and girlfriend, that was a relationship right there. So we were transparent when we came into unsung agreement. When she comes over, you my man. I'm like, okay. But she know I liked her before that because I knew she liked me. It was just, cultural thing. She was afraid of what her parents and her people said. And I working
Yeah.
with her, really don't want people in my business. I don't like that. I don't like big people at work because they be all in business doing a little fuck shit and all that. So we can't go understand like, yeah, we can do this, just don't tell nobody. Like, rock out like that. And that shit work for both
Right.
of us. But I ain't want people at work to know.
I get it. I mean, like I said, I like I said, today I don't know what they're dating for. It makes no. They're not dating. They're. I don't know what they're doing. It's like I have no idea what they're doing today. So they might they
Yeah,
might they might think cheating is justifiable because they not they might think they're not in a relationship. They deceiving people to make all right, you my girl, and then you ain't my girl, but I'm gonna go out there and cheat. Or you my guy friend. I'm gonna put you in the friend zone. I'm gonna go and smash somebody over there, and then I'm gonna come back and play with you. But they don't think that's cheating.
yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know how people define, but I think like it goes back to the definition of meaning. You got a definition of dating, you got a meaning of dating. Like just the way people apply it, to me is weird because dating is that's you get to know someone fast. So you ain't. I mean, if you lavishing on the gifts and all that shit, I think that shit is continuing. Taking them places that you thought you only gonna take them once or twice, and then your whole relationship like that shit. Nah.
Yeah, I don't like I said, I don't know.
People, you know, they put their best foot forward first. They give it all they got in the beginning and burn out when they actually get the person. Stop doing all that shit. Hell no, that was just good. You know, I get you. I don't need this shit.
Because they preferences is crazy, right? Because back in the day, you know, a woman wanted a nice guy, a hard working guy that you know that's caring about what's going on in the house or what you know what he's going to build or whatever. She's caring about him and he's caring about if she's going to be able to hold the floor down or whatever the case may be. Now, I don't know what the hell they doing. Their preference is you got to be tall, you got to be fit, you got to be this, you got to be that. Girls want a 6 foot person with 6 figures, and it's crazy because y'all sitting there looking for the minority of things again. That's why I keep telling people y'all keep making them those stupid minorities the majority. It's not. Everybody's not going to make 6 figures. 5% of the world does 6 figures. Fellas, there's a lot of women that's overweight. If you ain't going to the gym with them, they ain't getting in shape.
Mm.
Most men is chasing the same women, and all them women is chasing the same men. So where's the diversity?
And then, I mean, a lot of people, bro, tell me if you see this in society. This is why I say this is one of the reasons people cheat, because a lot of people, like you said, they going after what somebody else is going after. But people go after what's popular or what other people want. And don't even know why the people want it in the first place. And then if they ever obtain it, then they be like, damn, this ain't what I thought it was. It's like, I bet you it ain't. People just want what other people got, bro. Because they think if other people got it, it must be valuable. But
I don't know, man. Like I said, the state of mind of people situate the state of mind of people is really what's ruining all of this. No matter how you look at it, right? Whether it's dating, marriage, cheating, they don't have I don't morals have a lot to play with it, but it's just that they don't even know what they want. A lot of people don't even know what they want no more. So now it's just like, all right, I'm a date him because he's dark skinned, or I'm gonna date her because she's a red bone, or I'm gonna date him because he got muscles, or I'm gonna date her because she got a nice body. What about the interior stuff that's gonna make you feel comfortable for chasing and pursuing her? They don't even look at none of that no more. She got a fat ass. Excuse me, or you know, he's just tall and muscular. That's the stupidest way. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I was having a conversation with one of my homies, and I was telling him, like, bro, I think people are literally he fuck with psychology. And I was telling him, I think people are beginning to innately function out of a mind state versus a mindset. Because the mindset, it takes, you have to build the frame. You have to build a mind frame. And that shit take work. And it's just easily to go off emotions and be emotionally impulsive than it is to critically think. And that's the key component to separate the mindset versus the mind state is the emotion factor. Because a mind state can still be an impulsive thought process. Impulsive thought process that can still be defined as a mind state. But what separates them, a mind frame and the mind state is the emotional aspect. With a mindset, you can bypass emotion, or the emotions won't affect thought process.
Yeah, I understand
So,
that. The mindset is you got a foundation. What's the one thing that you want your foundation not to do? You don't want nothing to creep in like a little hole or something. So you don't want that emotion to come or flow into that foundation. Unless otherwise the foundation is going to be weak. So I definitely understand that concept. The problem is people think they keep making things on quicksand. They're making things on the beach. You think the sand is gonna hold up like it's solid. It's a solid ground, a solid foundation, and it's not. And that's where the problem lies. Wishy washy, wishy washy ideas, wishy washy feelings, wishy washy understanding. That's the problem. Find something, stand on it, and go forward with it.
do you think it's I'm just picking you.
Rudy, what's up,
Do you
Rudy?
think, what up, Rudy? Do you think in the I'm like I said, I'm just picking you. Do you think that there has to be a form of trying to say I don't want to ask this question. Like when you say stand on your ground, do you have you need the tools to do you feel you need the tools to be able to stand on your word? Or is that something like innately people can do?
You can you can have the tool, but if you don't know how to use it, what's the point? Right? It's like a person that can sing. If they don't know they have a voice, how they gonna use it? You see what I mean? Like you gotta know what you have, right? So if you got a pair of pliers for a screw, there's something wrong with you. You off. You got to go ahead and find a solution. All right, what screw do I need? Do I need a Phillips or do I need a flathead or Phillips? You got to know what type of tool you got. I just think people don't know what tools they got. People are misusing the tools that they got because they don't know they have the right tools for themselves to go forward in life. If you know, if that's just like a woman that says, "I want me a guy that's going to stand by me," right? And then you get a guy that's not he's shorter than you. Well, I don't like you because you're shorter than me, but he's gonna stand next to you. But I don't feel like I'm gonna be protected. So now you're gonna go out there and look for somebody that's taller, that's not gonna do you're gonna pick the guy that's opposite of what you really want, and then get mad because you chose the opposite of what you prefer. So what's the point of having a tool of preference if you don't know how to use it? If you're not going to lean on it? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think with a lot of these concepts or a lot of these sayings we have, I don't think people equipped to do it. It sounds good, but I don't think they equipped to do the shit. Like to stand on whatever, just to stand on your word, bro. You got to be confident. You got to have self esteem. I think people like self esteem and confidence. Most people think it's the same shit, like it's interchangeable, and it's not. and then they don't
No,
understand
and it's
like the functionality of it too. Like that's like I can
that's the
smell
sad part
like
about it.
I can smell that shit on people when they like confident. I can literally smell it.
It's the sad part about it, right? Because you sit there, you don't have that confidence in yourself. Like you said, you can smell it. Now, if a person can smell it, if a person has discernment, they can see it. But we already know a lot of people don't know what the hell discernment is, so they can't see it. So they just out there looking at things with a physical eye. Oh, he's cute, she's cute. They don't see none of the red flags. They people walking around with red flags. You don't see them. Why? Because you don't have the discernment to see the red flags. You only see the physical, the outside. You use the human eye instead of the spiritual eye, the discerning eye, the understanding eye. They don't know nothing about none of that. They only know the two eyes that they got. Unless they wear glasses, they got four.
People don't get into all the woo woo.
People just want to do woo woo. That's the damn problem. They just want to woo woo.
I stole that shit and I ain't giving it back. Fuck that dude. When I heard that shit play back, bro, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. He was like, "Oh, you into that woo woo shit?" Like, man, fuck you. But this shit was funny. He was like, "Oh, you into that woo woo shit?" Man, fuck you.
I don't know, man. This is some these conversations is for like people that like this is for people that's really trying to find something, trying to elevate whatever they have with a person that they're dealing with to another level. Because people don't vet, people don't do nothing no more. People, like I said, they just cheating in and things. I don't think, like I said earlier, I don't think people think they cheating. I just think people out here just doing what they want to do and have no scruples about why they doing it. They don't have a clue of why they doing it. They just do it. Like chivalry and common sense. Cheating is out the window too. It don't count because nobody's trying to be in a relationship. So I don't know, I'm different. I don't know. Let the ladies, where the ladies at? They can have this conversation.
Shout out to
Ricky on
Ricky.
the rant.
Ricky, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I hate that metaphor. I hate that with a passion. You want your cake and eat
What,
it too.
Ricky
I'm
on
like,
the
what
rant?
the fuck I get it? No, because he was saying like, if you want your cake, I agree with what he said. I just hate that metaphor or that analogy he used when it said you want your cake and eat it too. Like, what the fuck I get the cake for if I ain't gonna eat it? I never understood that. What made more sense to me is you want your cake and a pie, or you want cake and ice cream. Even cake and ice cream, that should go together. So I mean, but you want your cake and eat it too. I understand how they try to explain it. That shit still don't make sense to me. What the fuck I'm gonna
It
get some
don't
cake
make
for
sense.
if I ain't gonna eat it? I'm gonna get it to look at it, just look at the cake. But no, I know what you said. I agree with that. Though. I agree with that, Bricky. I agree with his notion. Ain't no reason. Ain't no justifiable reason.
Hey,
I
Mr.
just be
Mod.
missing Mod in the building. What up, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People just throw words together and see where it sticks and hits, and then all right, that's what we're gonna use. Cake and eat it. Like what? What?
My wife used to get mad because she always used to say that shit. And I'd be like, what's the purpose of getting the cake? And she was like, I'm like, yeah, I've never seen you buy cake and not eat it. I've never seen that. She'd be like, shut up. Right, next time you buy some cake, I'm like, oh, you want the cake and you'll eat it too? I'm gonna see if y'all eat the cake. She's like, you better leave me alone. She loves like it's this one bakery. She loves that cake. Mm-mm.
I don't know, man. Like I said, it I don't know where these double standards come from. They need to, I can't say you're gonna stop it. Cause that's another debate for some other people. What do you call them? The red pill people or whatever.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it. I can't
I
do
don't
it.
think I don't think double standards are bad. I really don't. I think so. I think some of them go overboard, and some of them can be unfair. But I think the ideology of double standard, I think, is a good thing because women are a different species. Men, like we different. We just different from one another. So it's shit that
We
women
sure are.
innately will do. You said what?
I said they sure are.
So it's things like that will be like natural for women to do, and I think if men do it, then I don't think men should do it. Like how women are, like when women are sitting on each other's lap. I don't see no dude sitting on no dude lap. That shit ain't normal. But if you see women do it, it's okay. Or women being all emotional, like I don't. That's annoying, but it's more understandable than a man being emotional. Man being all emotional, that shit look weird, bro. And I know shit about to get tore up.
Well, is that the concept? Because men are logical and women are emotional. Is that where that like is that a double standard or is that like a opinion? Is that a fact? What is that?
I don't think it's a fact. It sounds good though. It really do sound good because I mean, especially nowadays, I think shit is probably about even. I think men are just emotional as women now. I think men are just emotional as women, and I think women is women. I don't know if it's even, but there's more women who will logically think than men now. So I think, I mean, just my own personal experience. I don't know no data or nothing like that. But like from my experience, I see more women thinking and more men being emotional. Maybe that's just in my environment. Maybe that's just the people I'm around. I don't know.
No, I don't. I just well here's like we're look. I'm not a scientist, right? So I'm gonna just think about it, right? If you got 23 things that your mama gave you, and you got 23 things that your daddy gave you, right? So that's even, right? Now, which one is going to be in control? Which one's going to be activated the most is going to take control? Doesn't that seem logical?
I
So
mean,
for example, if you're around a woman and she's teaching you how to cook, she's teaching you, you gotta be emotional. You gotta do all of these things. Wouldn't that activate the female side of you?
I don't know, bro. Like I think it's too many variables involved. It's easy to say if men are raised by single women, they're more emotional. It's easy to say that. No, a lot of dudes, even
All right,
myself. I mean, my stepdaddy was in the house. I had other male influences, but my biggest influence was my mom. So I got a lot of my compassion and my humility from my mom. And shit, she taught me like her between her and my grandma, bro. I know how to stove, I cook, I clean, I know how to do all that shit because they was teaching me that shit. But I didn't come out soft
right. No, I'm not
because
saying
they
that you
kicked
come
my
out
ass
soft.
too.
I'm just saying. Okay, so how you just said, look, ain't no man. From what you just stated, there was no man to show you how to be compassionate. Or no, let me rephrase that. no man showed you how to be compassionate. You learned that from the females.
I
You see
learned
what I'm
that from
saying?
females.
So,
The men in my family
so
weren't
when you right, that's what I'm saying. So now when you come on, and you are who you are, you a woman sympathizer. You a woman sympathizer or whatever it is. I've used this more than anything else at this particular point. Why? Because there's people that need compassion, both men and women. But if I show compassion to a man, there's something wrong with me. You see what I'm saying? You being too sensitive, you being too feminine, you being too. Y'all don't even know what y'all want to be. Y'all don't know what y'all want to be. So somebody shows you some empathy, some sympathy, some compassion, or whatever. Y'all saying there's something wrong with him. He's a little fruity or feminine or whatever you gonna call him. You gonna go that route because you need the compassion, but you don't want the man to show you compassion. So I don't like it's very easy to say the world is flip flopping, right? Because you got, like you said, you got more women thinking, and you just got more men being emotional. Like the roles is being switched. Like it's a full moon or something. Pretty soon they're gonna say women, men are from Venus. I mean, men are from Mars. Whatever the hell the thing is, women are from Mars and men from Venus. It's gonna be in reverse, and they ain't gonna know what to do with that.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of variables involved when it comes to single parents, and but it's like what you're exposed to is heavily influential on your perception. It's how you go through it.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, you can put two people in the same position in the same circumstances and get two different results because of how they were guided through it or how they went through it. They have a whole different perception. You got some people who are raised by single mothers that appreciate the mother. You have some people raised by single mothers that hate the mother. I've seen both of that. Like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
So it ain't just black or white. That shit is a Roy G. Biz.
Yes, yeah, it's colorful, and that's what that's the thing, right? So everybody that's they go, of course, a single a male is going to love his mom, especially if she's a single mom, because she's the one that's trying to teach you everything. But what happens when you need that you going outside to go find it, whether it's on the corner, whether it's in school, wherever you see a man at, you go, yo, let me hang out with you a little bit because I need a masculine thing around me, right? Back in the days, we go to the block. Why? Because the fellas is out there. They making the money. They got the girls around them. They got the cars. They got all these things. Hey, they providing, right? No matter that they cheating the system, they just providing,
Oh
right? That's
man.
what men supposed to provide.
And that mindset, bro. Yeah, Bricky, definitely you can jump up. What up, Bricky?
Oh, yo, boys, how yous doing?
Chilling.
What
What's
up? What's
good
going
with
on?
you?
What's up, Mr. 33? How you doing, bud?
I'm all righty. What's going on here?
I thought the topic was quite interesting. I mean, look, I'm new to the debating scene. I am, but I do like to have I just picture debating as, remember when you're in a pub, what we call in Britain, or a bar, or a tavern, whatever you call it in fucking America. I don't know. Somewhere where you buy alcohol, and you sit with the lads. It's like the conversation you have around the table. It always ends up heated, but it can also end up like, if there's 5 years 4 years will gang up on one person, and then that person will shift to the next one. It all goes round the table, and it's like we look at each other and we put each other in a hierarchical structure in a sense, but it's not the same with women, right? Okay, because like if you could picture yourself as a man, right? Okay, a woman wants to, like, if it's pissing down with rain, okay, and a woman needs an umbrella, doesn't she? A brolly, you know, to shelter her from the rain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can buy those cheap little chatty things, okay, and not have to carry it around with you. You know, if it pisses down the rain somewhere, I'm sure you get these fucking vendors that will sell them on the corner for cheap, and then the woman will just throw it away, right? But what you want, right, is a woman. You want a strong, sturdy man, right, which is the umbrella to hold above you, to shelter you from the rain, not complain about the shit that's going on. And then when you get in the house, okay, you're all dry, you get to do what you do, right? Men get to do it. Men protect, women serve, in a sense. You know, I'm not saying that they were slaves. What I mean is, if you're going to be a woman's bitch, then, I mean, it's not really a relation. Then that would lead to cheating. Do you know, if a woman, you know, it would. If you're like doing the dishes and all the house cleaning and you've got a penny on and shit like that, and you know, you're asking her what she wants for her dinner, and she's like, why the fuck should I tell you what I want for my dinner? You should know what I want for it. Then it's becoming a point where she's going to be sleeping with fucking like Jim from The Office or something like that, you know, or a boss to get higher up, which you couldn't blame her. Like, you couldn't blame her in that sense. But if she sticks out with a man, that's not right. That's not right, because technically she has got a good man, okay? But he's just not a man. He's not a man, like in my eyes, you know. So sorry, boys, for
No, you good. Now check this out,
you
Ricky.
fine.
Now check this out. I was telling this one dude this too. It was a friend of mine. I told him, he was like, nah, I don't know why I can't stop cheating. I said, because you ain't shit. You keep finding women who paying all the bills and shit, or who have, you know, more education, just better than you. Like, you're dating up. And you start feeling less than a man. So what you do, you go mess with a little hood rat. You go fuck with somebody who's beneath her status, because that should make you feel like a man.
yes, it makes him feel more superior. Yes,
Yeah, because when
yes,
you hurt,
right.
you feel like you said, you feel like a little bitch when you were hurt. So
But listen, can I just say this, right? If any rich fucking women out there, you know, I've got a wife at the moment, right? Okay, but if she does pass away through unexpected circumstances, you know, I mean, if you're gonna keep me, I cook a mean curry, right? Okay, I can do the dishes, right? Okay, and if I don't have to go to work, do you know what it is? If I don't have to go to fucking work, right? Because do you know how easy it is, right? You know, like women say, oh, I had to clean the house and do the dishes and shit like that. Fuck off, bitch. I can do that in 15 fucking minutes, right? Then you've got like 7 hours and fucking 45 minutes left while I'm at work to go to the gym, to do your nails, to do shit like that, whatever. Think yourself lucky. But a kept man, just be prepared to be cheated on as a kept man, I would say. And just make sure you get something in the will, okay? Because it's all about the money, boys. It's all about the money, right? Okay, nobody fucked off.
I say this too, because even like when I first met my wife, she made more money than me. I still
22-year word I've been with mine. 22-year. Got 4 boys to her. Okay, and I couldn't picture anything else. No, she's a proper bitch when she wants to be. But I'm a cunt and I want to be as well. No, but you get to that stage and it's like, oh God, there's been times that both of us have said to each other, fuck, I wish we hadn't had kids, because we would have left each other. We would have, but you know, as like, and this is where I realized a few years ago that I was like more Christian, and I didn't have a faith or whatever. I wasn't even atheist, but I was more like, well, there's 4,000 supposed gods, right? Okay, you believe in one. What about the other 399? It was a bit of a pun, right? Okay, but I think now with the fact that you know, all the things that I went through and shit. It's like, yeah, boys, men, look here, find a good woman, knuckle down for the ride, because there's nothing more in life than that, you know. Honestly, go and sleep with a hood rat, right? Okay, go and fucking get yourself high as a kite. But you know, when you wake up by yourself the next day, skint, no money in your pocket, no one's coming round to help you. It's so nice when you've got a wife there that makes you a bacon sandwich and you've got the kids to annoy you. Honestly, it is. I mean, this is the most philosophical I've ever been, I'll be honest with you. So, like, didn't tell anybody.
Hey, we tend to rub off on people, bro. You be coming over here spitting life game to people. Cause that's some real shit, bro. Like,
I
when you
mean, look,
find a good one,
we
hunker
can't.
down, man.
It is, but we can't go to the degenerate side of what I have done. You know what I mean? I will debate any topic on the internet, okay? And I've done some stupid things, but again, I mean, you live and you learn, right? You do.
Yeah.
But sucking dick is gay, people. Right? Okay, I'm just gonna say that, right? As a man, you know, even though
Yeah,
I'm,
I
I
don't
mean,
even talk about that. I've seen people on here trying to, I'm straight.
that
I
was
don't
that
even,
was that was a joke. You know, it was on verbal combat, and it was like I will not back down, mate. You know, if I put myself in a position because I walked into it, I went, "You pick a topic, I'll take the opposite fucking stance," not realizing, in a sense, what I was doing and who I was debating with. Happened, and I thought, well, I'm not going to back down like everybody else would, but honestly, you learn a lot for putting yourself in uncomfortable positions. It makes you grow as an individual, you know. And I mean, like, just jumping up on like channels like this, because I listen to you a lot, you know what I mean? I listen in. Like, don't take this the wrong way, right? Okay, but you are like me, but I'm taking it you're a different colour to us, but you're from the same neck of the woods, like the streets, you know, we're not like well-to-do people. We've had not the best upbringing, but not a bad one. And, you know, this is what I mean with colour and shit like that. You see this whole race card that gets played a lot on YouTube. I'm not for that, right? I never judge anybody on race. I judge them on character, right? And how
mm-hmm.
they act. That like, it doesn't matter. Look, even if you're the same colour as me, my next door neighbour, right? Born and bred, if you're a bastard, right? And you're a horrible cunt, I'm going to tell you and I'm not going to like you, you know? So it's the whole, you get it on both sides, the victim claiming, these white lefty liberals, snowflakes and shit like that, you know. I mean, it's crazy, man. It is, but it's nice to be around some people that have got a little bit of fucking minerals.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I don't do that victim shit. I don't feel like people don't understand the psychology behind that shit. They think they ain't victims, but you are. Like, I don't ever compare myself against nobody. I think I'm fucking awesome. What's the need to? You know, people are who they are due to the predicated upon their experience. You know, you got, like you said, you got good people as white, you got bad people as white. You have good people as black, you got bad people as black. Not the colors, the character. So
Exactly.
I rocks with that, bro.
I
I
mean,
don't
I've
do that
listened to
victim
this for a
shit.
while. I've listened to this for a while. Word I have again, and it's like I have to feel the waters a little bit, right? Okay, and then I
Yeah.
saw fucking yesterday. War Speak was up here, right? Okay, and I thought myself, you know, he spoke very highly of you before he jumped onto your panel. You know, when he does his fucking panel purges, he's actually doing one now, right? Okay,
Yeah, I
but
was watching it before I
um,
started. Mhm.
but I like to do my own networking. Word, do you know what I mean? I like to meet new people and like find out other people's opinions and shit like that. And it's like he's doing his thing. We all do our own thing. But yesterday, I mean, I spoke very highly of you, and when I was watching, I thought myself, like, 4 or 5 times I think I've seen you prior to that. I've been subbing you for a while, and I thought, you know, that's probably a panel I could jump on, you know. But obviously we're not easy there. So I thought tonight when I saw you, I thought, boom, this is me fucking chance.
Yeah, anytime that link drop, man, feel free to come up, bro. I'm pretty easy going, bro. I don't do all that I don't do all that real. I'm real. I live real life, and I talk about that shit. All the extra shit I don't really do or into. But I'm like I said, I'm real easy to get along with. You know, as long as we respect one another, I think we can have a great dialogue. It'd be the people, you know, like the debating is cool. People can be respectful while they do it, but I ain't really interested. Like I don't know if you was here that night that Hebrew came in, that Hebrew Israel. I'm like, dude, nobody want to hear that shit.
Yeah, that's where word now you've got a special power, right? Okay, you've got Bricky. If I'm ever here, mate, I can switch on a dime, right, and go against people like that, right? Because if they're being disrespectful and distasteful, and you can sense it, like I say, lads. I mean, I'm up here right now, and I'm having a civilized conversation with you because that's the way it should be. Like you should be able to adapt and change to circumstances, you know, and situations. And it's like if you're just a one-trick pony, that's not going to do you very well in life. You know, having people's skills is a good thing. So I recognized straight away that this channel, when I first heard it, was, you know, it was a more, let's say, based. You know, like no fucks give. Like you're that laid back, right? My mother used to say this to me. You're that laid back, Christopher. You'll fall asleep, and that's how it sounds like with you lads, right? Okay, but it's not in a bad sense. It's like, yeah, shit happens. Get on with it. Deal with it. You know,
Yeah, deal with the shit. Get over it. And keep it
yeah,
moving.
exactly. Get to brush
Yeah.
your shoulders off. Fucking back on. Life's a big game. Keep playing.
Man, I hate when people start talking about. That's why, like, when I tell people be getting mad at me, bro, because I can't be that internet pro black. I love myself. I love my color. I love my skin, but that don't mean I hate nobody, right? And I love diversity. I'm well traveled, been around a lot of different cultures. You know, my wife Middle Eastern. She ain't even, you know, she Middle Eastern. So I mean, I don't got no hate for nobody in my heart, bro. So when people come on and start talking about shit they ain't never been through and all that stuff, like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. Tell me what you've been through. I done been shot. I done been stabbed. I done seen a lot of bullshit in life, and I'm still here, and I ain't complaining about it. I ain't talking about what my mama didn't do when I was little, or none of that shit, man. I healed and moved on from that shit, and that's what I'm trying to help other people do. I'm trying to be the example. Like, look, bro, I'm legally blind, man. You don't hear me complaining about that shit. I
Shit.
don't want no
No,
sympathy.
no
I
way.
don't want no empathy.
You're legally blind. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm completely blind in my left eye, and I think they said I had like 13 or 14% of
Oh,
vision in my right
listen.
eye.
Word. Look at. I'm a specky four-eyed bastard. Right, okay. Now, my glasses. If I take my glasses off, right, okay. If I drop the penny right in front of us, it would probably hit us on the back of the head, right, okay, before it hit the floor, right, okay. But if it did hit the floor, right, because I'm not quick, you know, if I drop money, I'd pick it back. But if it did hit the floor, I couldn't fucking find it, mate. But you know, if you pointed something out in a distance, you know, like what you could just make, like see over the horizon, like a little bit, like 4 or 5 mile away on a flat plane, like there's a building there, something like that. I can see that, I can. But do you know the myth word? And if you could back this up for me, mate, if it's the same for you, you know, when people say, do you see 3 of them? Right? Okay. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. It's like, not unless I'm pissed. It doesn't even work like that. But it's like, it's not really a disability for me, right? It's more of an ability, do you know, because
Hmm.
like you didn't see shit coming most of the time. And like when it hits you, you know, it's only pain, isn't it? It cuts away, doesn't it? Pain goes away. But some people cringe and shrivel up, you know, when they see something coming to them. For me, I mean, look, at some people want that cake and eat it word, you know, and I hate that saying, so I thought I'd say it.
Bro, it's more like when I lost majority of my sight, I gained other things,
Yeah,
and
other senses you make up for, my friend, don't you? Like
yeah,
hearing, smell.
I gained, you know, my other senses got heightened, but also it it made me adjust. So just like different ways of doing stuff that I normally did, it gave me. That's why I said I gained from it too, because I just developed a whole new perspective on how to get things done. But I've been like that since I was little, man. It's like I had adversity my whole life. There was always some shit against me, and I
3
always
years
found
old,
a
good.
way
3
to
years
come
old
on
I
top.
was. I was 3 years old when I started wearing glasses. I was blind as a bat, mate. 3 years old. I used to have to come in from school and put a patch on my fucking eye, on my strong eye, to make me weak eye work better. This is what the opticians did to
Mm.
me. But this wasn't a cool pirate patch, right? I didn't look like a fucking pirate. This was an overgrown plaster that was stuck on my eye, and I had to go outside and play, right? Okay, but most kids these days would just stay in the house with that kind of like disability. And fuck that, mate. I'm out there, mate. I used to get bullied to fuck. You know, after a while, I didn't even know I was getting bullied. I just dealt with it. It was like I was quite resilient. But as you grow older, you realize that what was happening to you and shit like that. And it's like, then you think to yourself, well, that makes you a stronger person, word. And it's like, you just said something about adjusting. It's like, I bet you when you go to the toilet at night and it's pitch black, mate, right? Okay, you can navigate yourself around that house without bumping into anything because you just got that. Like, I can. The wife cannot do fuck all like that, and she's got 20/20 vision, right? But if it's dark, she can't see fuck all. I know where shit is, man. I know where that shit is before I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk into it.
You know what's crazy? I did martial arts my whole life, so footwork has always been important. So I had a habit of counting, like when I'm in new places, I have a habit of counting how many steps it takes to get to here to here. And I just do it innately. It's not something, but when I lost my sight, that shit worked out perfectly, bro. I can walk around my whole house, outside, inside. I know how, if I leave out my front door, I know how many steps it takes to get to my garage. And even the way I walk, like when I don't see, I kind of shuffle my feet now. Because if I pick my feet up, I tend to step down on shit. So
Yeah.
now I kind of shuffle my feet because I got kids, so they leave toys and
Yes,
shit
yes.
everywhere.
This is the thing,
So
word.
I kind of
When you've got kids,
slide around the house and shit.
the little bastards leave things in line in front of you. So normally you would have 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4. But if you do that, right, you don't know if there's a bit of Lego that they've left on the fucking floor, because let's face it, that is very small and it's dark. You know, so the shuffle movement, yes, word, I get you. That's exactly what. And sometimes now I have to put the hand out in front of us, right? Okay, because
Yeah.
like there's just a lot of having 4 kids. A lot of. I tell you what, I'm not laughing right at you. I'm laughing with you because you know a lot of the things you've just said there just hit home to me, brother. Where's Mister 33? Where? Oh God, where's he went? Has he felt like he's been pushed outward?
Oh no, he usually do that around this time. He drop down around
Oh,
this time.
God bless him. God bless him.
Restroom break. He had to go drop kids off at the pool probably. But
Drop the kids off at the pool. Let's hope they've got armbands.
oh man, yeah, Gary he go kick my ass later. But yeah, bro, I remember when I first lost my eyesight, man, my son had these little, they were like Hot Wheels, but they was planes. Instead of the car, it was a plane. Man, I stepped on one of them things, put a damn hole in the bottom of my foot.
Oh,
I
God.
think I stepped on a wing or something. It was sideways. That damn thing was stuck. I had to pull it out I thought I was glad to get stitches. I took some damn steri strips, put my shit together, and closed it. Put an ointment on it, closed up in like 3 weeks. But
Boom, just
I thought I
sort
was
it out
glad to get it
yourself.
fixed.
That's you see them Hot Wheels, they're dangerous. But the thing is Lego. It's not that
Yeah.
bad, right? But it's like abundance. So if there's one bit, you stand on it, you're normally going to jump and stand on another bit. Now the Hot Wheels, like that word that even the planes as well. Can just imagine one of the wings going into your foot, right? Because them were pointy little bastards, them Hot Wheels, weren't they? That's like a drone pin, isn't it? It's like a fucking drone pin, you know, what you would pin like pictures up on the wall with.
Yeah.
It's that fucking. But I mean, how heavy are you? Word, I'm not asking you if you're fat, right? Okay, I'm not like trying to fat shame you, right? But I'm just asking how tall and heavy you
Oh
are,
no,
just because.
I'm 240, like 240, almost 250.
In
I'm
you,
6 foot though, like
right.
6 foot and a quarter.
So
I'm muscular though.
you're a big
Yeah,
cunt.
I'm muscular.
You're a big
Yeah.
heavy cunt, right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
When you stand on that fucking Hot Wheel, it's not like there's just fucking 3 stones standing on it. There's a fucking big burly ass bastard standing on that, right? Okay, in it. I mean, if they were old enough, like if they were like 18, 19, okay, I'd punch them. But when they're just kids, you've got to laugh at them. You just got to laugh at them. You have. Children are the best gift you can ever have in your life, my friend, and I'm sure you'll be with us on that.
Yeah.
Are you there? I don't know. It's his internet. It's not mine. Let's have a look at these comments. The word mine, it's yours. Right, okay. Let's have a look at your chat. Are you there then? Word, okay. Audio is acting up. Gary's on the fucking ball there, Gary. Right, and he'll be right back. Audio messed up. Okay. So fuck me, did he? I mean, come on, who the fuck? I mean, that's got to be a fucking like a joke of a name. You're not literally called Diddy, are you? I mean, if you are, you got any baby oil, Nightbot, I never liked that fucker. Nightbot's always a cunt to me. Always a cunt, right? No matter what chat I go into, Nightbot is always a twat. Right? But so we've got We've got user I've just said, maybe a lurker or two. Okay. I mean, any random questions in the chat right before the word gets back. Okay. Ask me anything and I'll be honest with you. Okay. Ask me anything. Gary, you were the last one to comment. Diddy, you also, right? Okay, so I'm expecting a comment or a question from the both of you. But if not, there's not really much I can do without any.
Like, okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, bud. I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. My audio went haywire.
You had your cake and you edit. That's what happened.
Yeah, my audio went haywire. Yeah, man, them Legos, some toys, bro. I done broke so many toys stepping on them. I was like, I got to shuffle my feet because this shit costs too much. I got to keep replacing shit.
So do you wear glasses, Word?
Yeah, I do. I got glasses
you're a specky cunt like me?
Yeah, even before I lost my sight, I couldn't see. I was nearsighted. So I can see far, I just couldn't see close.
That's exactly fucking. That's just what I explained to you there. You drop a penny on the floor in front of us. It's like, yeah, this is what, wouldn't have worked well for me, like when you ever dropped your last bit of fucking like dope or weed on the floor or something like that, or you dropped like a pill in a club, because I was a bit of a raver, I went through my teenage years as like a bit of a degenerate, let's say, wasn't abusing drugs then, but then I got to a later stage and I was at certain ones. But I mean, if I dropped something on the floor, could I find it, right? Now, when you get punched with your glasses on, Word, right? Okay, this is what I learned, right? Take the fuckers off, right? Give them to somebody, even if you can't see better, right? Okay, the last thing you want is for them to be smashed, right? And then you're walking around town or wherever you are the rest of the night with no fucking eyesight, right? Okay. And plus, they cost a lot of money as well. So.
I never got hit with my glasses on. I never always took them off. Always, I haven't yet. Sometimes. I was walking from the store and this dude, I think I got hit with my glasses one time, but I took them right off. I was always I punched this guy one day. And when I punched him, his glasses broke and stuck him right above the eyebrow. And that day, I was always weird me getting punched in the face with my glasses on. Anytime I got, was about to fight, I got hit, I always took them right off.
Mate, it hurts. You know, if you get punched in the eye, right bang on, right, okay, in your glass, like that, and that's not glass, it's like a fucking, like a plastic fucking perspex sort of mix, you know what I mean? It's not literally glass, but it's like, but if the punch are hard enough, right, and boom, it just sticks right in your eye. It's not a black eye you get. It's like a fucking, it hurts a lot more. It hurts a lot more, right? Okay. I mean, I'd rather be punched on the fucking end of the nose, right, than be punched in the eye with my glasses on by someone that can punch. But just taking them off, and what I learned, right, okay, is a ground game. Being able to grab somebody. Yeah. Getting close to them, because that's what we're after, getting close to them to limit that distance, right? And then get it to the ground, right? But obviously, after, like, look, I don't advocate for fighting, right? Okay, I did enjoy it when I was younger. I fucking loved it, right? I did, but it's not something. I'm 40 years old now. It's like, I mean, I just stand and look hard, right? Okay, and if that doesn't work, I'll just take a beating. Do you know what I mean? Because I ain't running nowhere, man. I'm not built for running no more.
I grew up fighting. That's all I did. I mean, I practiced Muay Thai, and then later on I practiced Wing Chun for like 4 or 5 years. But I hated fucking fighting people who grab. I hated it because I never trained in it. But like in the street, it's different. Like anybody grab me in the street, just by me training in the gym with people who grab all the time, I had a better average person. So in the street, it was different, but in the dojo, I hated fucking with people who grapple, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu or
yeah. It was more the 10th planet jiu-jitsu was what I know. Brazilian jiu-jitsu was the original art form, obviously. The Gracies and shit like that, like really made it big, but like made that thing big. Do you know what I mean? Like more publicized. But when the 10th planet jiu-jitsu was like Eddie Bravo. And it was more geared toward like a street fight. So it wasn't a gi, right? Because if you're in the street, you don't wear a fucking gi, do you? Right. You don't wear a gi with a belt and shit like that. So it's more like wearing similar clothing to what you would wear on the streets, right? But for me, one thing I always learn, and this is what I like, Muay Thai is the best. It's just like I would pick Muay Thai. Obviously, in a mixed martial arts competition, right? I would personally say that Muay Thai would be the first one you would pick, right? Okay, and then secondly, after that, it would have to be jiu-jitsu. Do you know what I mean? If you were going to pick two, but it's like, look, do you know who Rod Tang is? Rod Tang, he's a Filipino. He's a Muay Thai champion. It's nicknamed the Iron Man. If you don't know who he is and you're into fucking Muay Thai,
I know who he is.
Rod Tang, he's fucking brilliant, mate. Brilliant. He is. Come from a family of rubber farmers. He's had like nearly 300 fucking fights at his moment now. He's kickboxing, Muay Thai champion. I mean, it's just like he's got an iron chin. I mean, one day, I'll be honest with you, I really do want to see him get knocked out, because like of how cocky he is, right? But I don't think it's ever going to happen. I really don't. But it's like certain people like are bred differently. And, when you've been brought up, it's like I say, his family were rubber farmers, and he's done everything he can to like enhance his status, and he's very humble as well. Very humble. And Muay Thai is one of the most respectful fucking martial arts you'll ever get.
Yeah. Man, Muay Thai, bro, is like the training itself. Like, I mean, the body hardening aspect. Man, it's the best striking. You can strike from a distance. They teach you how to strike from close range. It's like, Wing Chun was just something I picked up because I like the close combat aspect and more of the ideology of how to keep the center line. I enjoyed that.
What you like on bare knuckle boxing?
You said boxing. I like.
Bare knuckle.
Oh, bare knuckle. Oh man, I used to love. Yeah, I love bare knuckle boxing too. The
Yeah.
shit violent as fuck, but I love it.
In the hay bales, you just got like 4 hay bales, right? Okay, it's like basically being in a telephone box or a phone booth. You go,
Yeah,
right, okay. We get that kind of shit over here, right? Okay, 2 people in a phone booth. Can you imagine this? Right, a phone booth. You couldn't even swing a cat in. There's crazes that have went around in the past, right? But like bare knuckle boxing is basically like the old school shit was 4 hay bales. Right, and it was like what, like a meter by a meter, 2 meters by 2 meters, or something like that. You ain't running nowhere. You ain't running nowhere.
yeah, nowhere.
Right?
I seen some old videos of bare knuckle boxers when they had like a tractor tire, and they just got one each got 1 foot in and can't take the foot out, and they just going at, and they use that for boxing drills now. But I seen an old video like from I think it was like from the 70s or 60s.
I've never seen that, right? I've never seen that, but you know now you've just said that there, right? Okay, it's like, because bear in mind, boxing back in the day, right? There was no rounds. It was just literally, it was fight till somebody dropped. Word. That was what it was. It was like you would just get in the ring and you would just slug it out, right, with these pair of gloves on. And I think everyone pictures the image of like a put 'em up, like type of thing. But with that 1 foot in the tire, that's I'm gonna have to look that up. I tell you what, if you haven't looked up the Russian under fucking ground shit as well, you know, where that's lethal, that word, you know, like the stamp on each other's heads, they even bite and nut and shit like that, you know what I mean? It's like it's next level. It's not something I would advocate for anybody to go into. Okay, this is basically like for sick, delinquent fucknuts, right? Okay, that love pain and have nothing to lose, right? But it's brutal. It is. But bare knuckle boxing basically came from the traveling community in Britain. Do you know what I mean? Which is still practiced to this day. The children are brought up. You know, you get out there and you learn to box, you learn to fight, and if you've got a beef, then you get in a car park and you don't put the gloves on, you just fight with your knuckles. And it's, you know, but I like to use my legs. I like my legs.
Yeah. I love that's why I love Muay Thai, man. I never got into Taekwondo. I tried it. I never got into, but I know some bad motherfuckers in Taekwondo. But I still like Muay Thai, leg work versus Taekwondo. I think Taekwondo is a little flashy.
Yeah, Taekwondo is a bit like it's a bit like take the best parts from kickboxing, and the best parts from Muay Thai, right? Okay, and put them together. But let's face it, right? Okay, kickboxing never had the low kick, did it? Yeah. And this is where, like, because I would rather have a Muay Thai. I'd rather fight a kickboxer, right,
than a Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, yeah, because like the box, like the elbow, see the elbows as well. Elbows. I mean, mate, they are devastating.
I remember the last street fight I was in. I think I threw 3 punches. Man, I was fucking them up with my elbow. And the average, this is what I be telling people. Like Muay Thai, that shit translates into street fighting, because the average street fighter, man, they ain't ready to get into no grapple and then getting their shit pulled down into a knee. They ain't used to no elbow. I kicked the shit out this dude's knee. He walked towards me. I took a step back and kicked him right in the knee, folded, and I started dropping elbows on him. He wasn't ready for no shit like that.
Yeah, you see, you know when I'm standing there, heavy footed, right, and they're looking at you and you're like, because normally 9 times out of 10, if you're having a fight, it's normally you're both nearly a little bit half cut, right? Okay, but if not, if you square up with each other, if he's heavy footed on one leg, if you take the legs out of an opponent, right, okay, they have no fight in them. Like, how are they going to fight if they can't stand? Do you get what I mean? Because even if they were good at grappling, they still need their legs. A lot of grappling on the ground. So like them knee kicks with a planted leg, right? Kick, boom, because if they're not checking that kick, right?
Yeah.
That kick, ooh, that's a planted leg. The knees get hit, bang. That's really fucking. This is why the conditioning in Muay Thai is so fucking phenomenal, because of training for that shit.
You train, and that's what I love about Muay Thai. And like I used to teach self-defense, and the first thing I used to teach people is how to take a hit. Because like, look, when you get in a fight, guess what's gonna happen? You go get hit, and if you don't know how to take a hit, then you gonna be fucked up. People in the street fight, they get hit, they turn away, they start like, bro, you gonna get fucked up. Like you gotta learn how to roll with it. I remember this dude. I think he thought he caught me clean on the chin. But as he was hitting me, I was turning, and I just went to a spinning elbow. And like, bro, like all you heard was ooh. He was out.
They're not
like when he hit,
that
and then
shit,
like
man.
most people don't know how to snap. When they punch. So when they swing, they be putting their full body leaning into it. Like that's the
and then they're following over. They're actually coming into your range even more, because they've basically haymakered you, right? Okay, they've missed, right? And it's not like, obviously, like you said, the snap like a bang, and they're gonna pull back. No, this daft cunt's put his fucking body weight into it, right? Okay, and all you've done is step to one side because you've seen his foot planted in the first place, right? You know, for a little instinct that. Then you see the big punch coming, the haymaker, and it's just step to that slightly one side, bang, whoa, bang, and just hit him with the elbow. Or if it's not the elbow, the spinning back fist. Okay, word. Look, I'm gonna have to stop talking about fight now, because I'm gonna go and chin me fucking kids. I am, and they'll beat it up. Look, I've got 4 of them, mate. Right, okay. So it worked when I had 1, right? But now there's 4 of them. They've got a limb each. Right, okay, and the only thing I've got left is my head, right, okay, and I can barely bend that fucker, But word, can I just say, my brother, it's been fantastic and phenomenal speaking to you tonight, right, okay, my friend. I will be back, right, okay, because my first time I've been on you, but I don't want to overstay my welcome, okay, and plus it's a little bit later for me in Britain than it is for you fuckers over there, right? So, I mean, I'm going to have to get myself a weird word, right? God night and God bless.
I appreciate you, Bricky, for coming up here.
You too, my friend, right? Okay, big up the fucking word, right? God bless you.
Have a good one, Brick. Hey, man, that was a good conversation. Look, if y'all ever want to get me talking about something, there's a couple things. You talk about personal development, but you start talking about, like, fighting and strategy, like war strategy. I sit and talk to you all fucking day. I love that shit. I love, like, combat. I mean, that's what I used to do. I don't do it. Of course, I ain't about to go spar nobody. They knock me across my shunt, and I can't see half of the shit coming no more. But I might challenge myself one day. They got headgear, so I guess I can protect the shunt. And I'm skilled enough to protect myself. I know how to protect myself. So my wife's like, you ain't doing shit. She was like, you better not. Because I start working out, and she see me training. She see me on the bags. And she was like, you better not be trying to go spar. I'm like, might try it one day. Just to test myself. I don't know. But I mean, I've been doing it my whole life, man. That's a part of me, man. I love combat sports. I love training people, too. Like, even if I can't do it no more, I can still train other people. So I enjoy it, like just exchanging fighting philosophies. I love it. But yeah, that's how y'all get me talking, man. You talk about fighting and even war strategies. I talk about that shit all day. But yeah, man, my Bluetooth went out or my audio messed up, so I don't really want to stay on too long because yeah, audio messed up. But yeah, let me get my butt off here, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking out. Y'all know what I always say, care about how you feel. These conversations to build nation. Shout out to Bricky, shout out to Gary. But if we say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, I'm out.
Do it for the 9.
What up, Nine?
Acknowledge me!
They've been telling y'all love, and I came to tell y'all right. The way you feel influences the way you think, and the way you think dictates the actions you take.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.